Greetings and thanks again for joining us for another week of What to Watch with Antony. This week we are in our 10th week, I believe, and Antony has chosen another set of 5 very important films to bring to you, so I will let him explain the theme and tell you about the list of movies themselves. Thank you.
Yes, so in light of what is happening around the world and specifically in our country today, I decided to pick 5 films that showcase great African American stories, some of which were made by African American filmmakers. What is happening out today with the protests and the marches is it's really opening a lot of people's eyes to the fight against racism in our country and around the world. And these films do a great job of depicting the culture of our time, the society of our time, the societal issues of our time, but also those individuals that have become heroes of our modern society. So, without further ado, shall I get to number 1?
Yes, please.
All right, my first film is a 2014 film from Ava DuVernay, who is one of the pioneering directors working today of women of color, and this is her film from 2014 called Selma.
We must march. We must stand up.
You march those people into rural Alabama, it's got to be open season.
May I have a word?
There's no word to be had.
The people. The people. The people. The people.
There's 70 million people watching.
These pictures are going around the world.
We must make a massive demonstration.
White, black, and otherwise. Come to Selma.
I heard about the attack of innocent people. I couldn't just stand by.
Looks like an army out there.
This revolution goes on and on. This revolution goes on and on. My eyes have seen the glory, glory, glory. Hallelujah.
What happens when a man stands up, says enough is enough?
This film is about Martin Luther King Jr. and is about his efforts and involvement in the marches, one of which happened on the Edmund Pettus Bridge and resulted in Bloody Sunday, the horrific event. This movie really focuses on MLK as a person, his doubts, his insecurities about what he's doing, whether what he's doing is particularly the right thing to do. Should he be doing more? A lot of great intimate scenes, especially with him and his wife in the film. Oprah Winfrey has a small role and also helped produce the film. And Ava DuVernay, who directed it, so well done, so impressive, so just exact in her direction, capturing this story so well. If you haven't seen this film, make sure to check it out. It was nominated for Best Picture the year it came out, and due to what is happening, it is a film that the studio has made available for free to watch anywhere where you can purchase films. So Amazon, iTunes, you go there, you want to watch this film, it's free to watch.
Very good. Thank you, Antony. And so your second choice?
My second choice is, let's just keep it going with the Ava DuVernay train. This is a documentary of hers called 13.
The states were required to keep these prisons filled, even if nobody was committing a crime.
It's so difficult to talk about mass incarceration because it has become heavily monetized.
The focus is on taking people from prison, putting them in community corrections, parole and probation.
How much progress is it really if now there's a private company making money off the GPS monitor?
We now have more African Americans under criminal supervision than all the slaves back in the 1850s.
We are the products of the history that our ancestors chose. Products of that set of choices that we have to understand in order to escape from it.
We should go looking somewhere high.
This film was made by Netflix and is really documents the history around the 13th Amendment, what led to the 13th Amendment, how it's affected our society and our culture and the different people. And it is a really engrossing documentary that captures so many facets of life that this amendment affects. And not so if you have Netflix, you can watch it. However, Netflix has also made the film public to view on their YouTube page. So you go to the Netflix YouTube channel and you can find the entire film on YouTube. So this is another fantastic film from Ava DuVernay that I implore everyone to watch, because it is just such an important film that captures so much about our country's history.
Thank you. And so your third pick?
My third pick is a film called 42. This film was really where star Chadwick Boseman made his start. This is where most people can attribute making their first impression with him, and he went on to do so many great works, playing James Brown in Get On Up, Thurgood Marshall in Marshall, and most famously Black Panther in Black Panther, the first it is the first comic book film to be nominated for Best Picture, but also is so important because of he being the first real black superhero. So Chadwick Boseman is a great actor, and I suggest all those films. However, I'm picking 42 because this is a film about Jackie Robinson. And Jackie Robinson is so important to how we integrated the media and the entertainment industry, because what he did with being on the Brooklyn Dodgers and
in particular
what he did with sports, it was really important.
Wearing me down. You are not the only one with something at stake here.
You want a player who doesn't have the guts to fight back?
No, I want a player who's got the guts not to fight back.
You give me a uniform. You give me a number on my back. I'll give you the guts.
I father, I Brooklyn Dodger them. I jack, I rob, I sin. Oh man, I'm Jackie Robinson. Except when I run base, I dodge the pen.
I'm just a ball player. You a hero.
Why don't you look in the mirror? This is a white man's game. I'm not going anywhere. I'm right here. I'm a Brooklyn boy. I may take some getting used to.
Maybe tomorrow we'll all wear 42.
And this film captures how important that was. Chadwick Boseman is electric in the film, and Harrison Ford gives a great performance in a smaller role. If you are into sports at all, especially baseball, this is a must-see film. So good. It came out in 2013, 7 years ago, and it's still with me because of how good it is. Really, really. And I'm not the biggest sports fan, and that's how good the movie is.
No, I know. I think we saw this movie in Baltimore. We
saw it in a hotel.
We were in
a hotel room, and we are both not sports fans, so it shows how good the movie is.
Well, Jackie Robinson was a real gentleman, yes. And he was a true patriot, and he really walked the walk. I mean, he was willing to make whatever sacrifice was necessary. And again, a lot of these leaders, these movies depict and show and demonstrate their doubts, what their family lives were like in the backdrop of the history that they were making. So they're very careful choices, and thank you for making them. Are we up to number 4?
4, yes. Number 4. This film stars Michael B. Jordan and Brie Larson and Jamie Foxx in one of his best performances since his Academy Award-winning role in Ray, and this is Just Mercy.
You the lawyer?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much for driving all the way out here. Most lawyers barely make time to call.
I can't believe you talked to all my people and said you're gonna fight for me. I did. It mean a lot.
If you go digging in those wounds, you're gonna be making a lot of people very unhappy.
When people care about a thing that much, they'll do anything to get what they want.
When I first learned about all this, it was like looking at a river full of drowning people and not having any way of helping them.
You ain't quitting, is you? No, sir. Each of us is more than the worst thing that we've ever done. I know what it's like to be in the shadows. It's my dad. He do nothing wrong. It's never too late for justice.
You're the only one cared enough to fight for me.
if we can look at ourselves closely, we can change this world for the better. We all need grace. We all need mercy.
That came out at the very end of last year. This movie is an incredible legal drama about two lawyers who are trying to bring justice to those who may not get it because of the circumstances around them. And
so this is another true story.
Another true story, and it's about Walter McMillan, who is wrongly accused of a horrible crime and is put on death row. And these two lawyers, played by Jordan and Larson, who try to bring justice to this man and try to grant him back the life that he deserves. Okay. Again, Jamie Foxx is incredible, and if you're into legal dramas at all, this is definitely one to put at the top of your list. This is another film that you go to iTunes or Amazon, wherever you purchase films, it is free to watch.
Thank you, Antony. And for your last film for this theme is?
I decided to go with, it's the only film on the list that's not a true story. However, it is a staple of African American literature, and that is August Wilson's Fences. This is
Rose, I got something to tell you. I don't know how to tell you this.
Why, Troy? Why?
You ought to know it's time.
I don't want to know, damn it!
What you ever give me?
Your feet, them bones, that pumping heart.
You never done nothing but hold me back, afraid I was gonna be better than you.
Everything that boy do, he do for you.
It's not easy for me to admit that I've been standing in the same place for 18 years.
Well, I've been standing with you. I got a life too. Don't you think I had dreams and hopes? What about my life? What about me?
What are you gonna do? Some people build fences to keep people out, and other people build fences to keep people in.
This is the film adaptation of his award-winning play, Pulitzer Prize-winning play, I believe. And this film not only starred, but also was directed by Denzel Washington. It co-starred Viola Davis, re-teaming them from their Tony Award-winning work on the stage, where they brought fences to life on the stage. This was a film adaptation they did after that. And
although it does feel as if you're watching,
it does feel like you're watching a really high-class play on the Broadway stage. It's a beautiful film, a very intimate film about family, loyalty, and just for the performances alone. This is not only one of Denzel Washington's best performances, but it is, I think it is safe to say, Viola Davis's best performance. It won her an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress for this performance. So definitely check this out. This is not only a staple of modern literature, but it's a beautiful film. And it was nominated for Best Picture, too. So that's it. Those are the 5 picks that I picked this week. I hope that you watch any of these films. They're all great, especially the ones that are available for free. Remember, those are Selma and Just Mercy, and then 13th is available on Netflix's YouTube channel to watch for free. Thank you all for tuning in this week. Thank you for hosting.
You're welcome.
And we'll see you next week. Cheerio.